Hi everyone. Okay, math lesson 34, session 2, and I'm on page 749. So lesson 34 is all about symmetry, remember, lines of symmetry, and this whole lesson is only 3 sessions. Okay, so after you finish this one, you're more than halfway done. It's a quick one. And then we get to move on to fractions again. So remember, lines of symmetry are lines that if you cut the shape on that line, one half will match the other half across the line, okay? So for our example problem up here, draw all the lines of symmetry for each shape below. How many lines of symmetry does each shape have? Okay, so if you want to try that on your own, you definitely can, and then check with me, but for the oval figure right here, one line of symmetry would be down the middle vertically like this, right? Because if you folded it on that line, this half would fit exactly over top of this half. They would match perfectly, okay? And then I'm gonna redraw it again. It's a little rough, but that's okay. But just to show you that there's also a line of symmetry horizontally through the middle. Because if you fold the top half over the bottom half, it would match also. Okay, so there's 2 lines of symmetry. And you can draw them both on the same shape. You don't have to like redraw it just to show a different line of symmetry. Okay, so the oval has 2 lines of symmetry. And lines of symmetry is spelled right up here. Okay, so lines of symmetry. Make sure you're spelling it correctly. And then this we're gonna just call a plus sign. So for the plus sign, there are a lot of lines of symmetry, and the ones that are typically easiest to see are down the middle vertically or across the middle horizontally, okay? But I'm not gonna draw those yet because the harder ones to see on figures like this are the diagonal ones. Okay, so if I folded that shape, like if I folded this half of it over this way, those would match up exactly. Okay, you could turn your book to kind of see it a little better. But those are the same exact thing on either side of the line. Mirror image, okay? Same if you did it the other direction diagonally. Okay, that side flipped over would be exactly this half of the line. But don't forget, there's also this one down the middle vertically. So this half of the shape would exactly match up with this half. And horizontally, the top half flipped over to the bottom, okay? So that was 4. Vertically, horizontally, diagonally, and again diagonally. So the plus sign, it's an N, looks like an H. The plus sign has 4 lines of symmetry. Okay, hopefully lines of symmetry are making sense to you guys. It's hard for me to tell because, you know, I'm at home talking to a workbook by myself, so I can't tell if you guys are getting this or not. It's a really quick lesson, okay? This whole thing is only 3 days, so comment, let me know if you need help, if you need me to, you know, cut out all the shapes so I can fold them and show you. Or, you know, you can definitely draw that on paper and cut it out and fold it and try it, but yeah, I think they just expect this one to go quick and that you guys will understand it easily, but if you don't, please let me know. I am happy to help, okay? All right, so the oval had 2. 1, 2. The plus sign had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, moving on. All right, so on the back of that page, on page 750, they show us the different ways. So you can use drawings to help draw lines of symmetry, obviously. I think that's pretty much the strategy we're going to use, right? Unless, I mean, this other strategy is just like imagine folding the shape in different ways. So you could also cut it out, cut the picture out, and then fold it across the line of symmetry to see if it matches. So they just draw both lines of symmetry that we had for the oval. So they got 2 like we got 2. And then for the plus sign, it says you can imagine folding the shape in different ways to draw lines of symmetry. Look at the plus sign. The lines below show each way it can be folded to form parts that fit on top of each other. Okay, so if that's the line of symmetry, like it's obviously missing this left half, but we could try and draw the other half, right? So I'm just trying to match exactly what's on the other side. So then I would have to go out this way and then down and then in and back down and over. Okay, so looks like the plus sign. I could do the same thing on the, like they drew the top half. There's my line of symmetry. So the bottom half should be a mirror image of the top. Over, down. Okay, so I could just try and match exactly what they drew on the other side of the line. This one, the diagonal ones are a little trickier. Okay, so it goes out, down, okay, not bad. Same thing here. Okay, so you just try and do a mirror image across the line. I'm not sure why they're, I mean, I guess origami is like folding paper and they're talking about folding across a line of symmetry, so maybe that's why they have the origami cats there, and I think there was an origami dog over here. Okay, all right, connect it. So page 751. Now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to find and draw lines of symmetry. Check that the lines of symmetry you drew on the oval in Try It match the lines shown in the first Picture It. So, did your lines match these lines? What do you notice about the place where all the lines of symmetry cross? Okay, so if we draw them here, there's one line of symmetry, there's the other. Okay, where do they meet in the middle? What do we notice about where they cross? Okay, so they should cross in the very center of the oval. Okay, if they cross, like if they all met over here, like for example, if I drew that as a line of symmetry, that's obviously wrong. And if I drew that as a line of symmetry, that's obviously wrong because this little skinny top half is not going to meet or match up with that big bottom part. But that's where the lines cross. That's not in the center, so that's incorrect. Okay, so what do we notice about where the lines of symmetry cross? All of the lines of symmetry cross at the center of the shape. The lines of symmetry, whoa, those are M's. Kind of got a little cursive. The lines of symmetry all cross at the center point. Of the oval. Okay, or they cross in the middle or something like that, right? Okay, number 2. Check that the lines of symmetry you drew on the plus sign and Try It match the lines shown in the second Picture It. Where do the lines of symmetry cross? How does this compare with the oval? Okay, so here's the plus sign. There are my 4 lines of symmetry. Where do they all meet? They should meet right in the middle. Okay, right at the center point again. So same thing for number 2. They meet or cross at the center also. Same as the oval, because it asked the second question, how does that compare with the oval? It's the same. Same as the oval. Okay. Number 3, how many lines of symmetry does the oval have? We found 2 lines of symmetry. How many lines of symmetry does the plus sign have? Including those 2 diagonal ones, we found 4. Explain how you can decide when you have found all the lines of symmetry in a shape. So if there are no more lines that divide the shape equally, like into 2 parts that fit on top of each other, when you fold it, then there are no more lines of symmetry. I'm not gonna write all that. You can write all that. So, like over here, that's not a line of symmetry, because if I fold it across that line, this half is not gonna meet and match up with that half. You can explain that there. And reflect. What's your favorite strategy? Do you like just drawing them? Do you like cutting them out and folding them? What's your best strategy? Okay, and that's going to be a different answer for everyone. So when you're ready, move on, but pause it to do number 5 and the reflect question, okay? Okay, number 7, circle all the shapes below that have a line of symmetry. So now it's getting into some like weird things, right? Like even that's like an odd shape. Okay, but like a flag, a weird like curved arrow, and then like a street sign with an arrow. So I have to circle which ones have lines of symmetry, or at least one line of symmetry. So for this like L shape, I can't cut it like here, right? Can't cut it horizontally because the top half would not match with the bottom. Can't do it diagonally this way, but I can draw one like that. Okay, and then if I fold it diagonally across the line, this side matches that side. So this one does have a line of symmetry. All right, so the flag, the blue and yellow flag there. Zoom in a bit. So I can't draw one down the middle because the like yellow cross, the yellow like plus line in the middle, isn't exactly in the center. So if I did it down here, this half would be shorter than this half. But I can draw one this way. And then the top would match the bottom. Okay, that's the only one I can do for that. I can't do any diagonal, remember, because it's a rectangle and it makes cat ears. So this curvy arrow shape. Can't do one up, can't do one horizontal, can't do any diagonal. It looks like I could do one like this, but that arrow is not on this end. So that one doesn't have any. And this rectangle sign with the arrow, can't do one vertically because that arrow is not on this side. Can't do it diagonally, but I can do it horizontally through the middle of the sign, because if I flip the top over the bottom, they will match. Okay, so there should have been 3. If you circled all 3, give yourself 3 stars. Okay, number 8, draw all the lines of symmetry on the tree shape at the right. How many lines of symmetry does the tree shape have? Okay, so I can't cut it like that across the tree. Can't cut it horizontally because this top half won't match down here. This is the wide bottom of the tree. If I flip it over to the pointed part over horizontal line of symmetry, it's not going to match. Can't do anything diagonally, but I can do one vertically down the middle. And if I flip that over the line, it matches this side. Okay, so how many lines of symmetry does the tree have? 1 line of symmetry. Star for your line, star for your solution. Okay, number 9. So this is, I think, where symmetry gets interesting, because so far we've pretty much done shapes. I mean, now we've seen a couple like flags, street signs, weird tree shape, but I think the letters that they show are interesting, okay? Number 9, select all the shapes that show a correctly drawn line of symmetry. So if we just look at the G, and it spells games, if you didn't notice, But if we look at the G and they have this horizontal line of symmetry, that little red dashed line, if they flip the top of the G over, will it match this bottom part? No, definitely not, okay? Not the same. It's not a mirror image. But the A is, okay? This side, if you flip it over, is going to be exactly the other side. So A is a correctly drawn line of symmetry. That one's a good one. The M has a vertical line of symmetry drawn, just one. If you flip one side over the line, it's going to match the other side perfectly. E, so they have a horizontal line. If you flip the top over, it definitely will match the bottom. Okay, but the S right here has a vertical line, but that side is not going to match the other side. Okay, see, because there's like a curved line right here, that means there would have to be a curved line right here. And there's not. Okay, so not G, not S, but A, M, and E are all well-drawn lines of symmetry. Okay? All right, practice pages. 753 is the page I'm on. So for the example problem, they have a couple different star shapes. So this is a 6-pointed star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they drew all the lines of symmetry on it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the 6-pointed star had 6 lines of symmetry, and this star over here with 5 points only has 5 lines of symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So they already answered the questions for us. There's nothing for us to do. I just think it's interesting. 6-pointed star has 6 lines, 6 and 6, 5 and 5. That matches with a square too, right? Square has 4 points, but it also has like 4 sides and 4 lines of symmetry. Interesting. All right, number 1, let's get to work. Circle the shapes below that have at least 1 line of symmetry. All right, so rhombus. Can't cut it down the middle, can't cut it horizontally across the middle, can't do it vertically because it'll make cat ears, or not vertically, diagonally. Can't do it diagonally this way, no lines of symmetry. This little pentagon shape, I could cut vertically down the middle like that. And this is a scalene triangle, not a right triangle, not a right angle right there. I can't cut it anywhere that it would make a line of symmetry. Same with this one, because it's also scalene, but it's right angle. If I cut it this way, that side won't match that side. And if you don't believe me, trace them, cut them out, try it. Can't fold it anywhere to make those sides match. There's only that one. They try to trick you because it says circle the shapes, and the shape is, the S is in parentheses because it could be circle the shape below, or it could be circle the shapes below. That makes it like an optional S, but there's only one. Number 2, draw all the lines of symmetry on the quadrilaterals below. Circle the quadrilateral that has more lines of symmetry. All right, so this kite shape, this quadrilateral means 4 sides, and this one is a kite. I can't cut it horizontally because this little part up here won't match the bottom, but I can cut it vertically. That's a line of symmetry. That's the only one. This rectangle I can do vertically, like the kite. I could also do it horizontally though, but not diagonally. So circle the quadrilateral that has more lines of symmetry. This one has 1 line, this one has 2. 2's more than 1. Let's do 3 stars. You drew the lines of symmetry for both, so that's 2 stars, and then if you circle the rectangle, that's a 3rd star. Okay, back page. Number 3. Let's zoom out a little. Okay, Draw all the lines of symmetry on each pentagon below. Write how many lines of symmetry each pentagon has. Okay, so I can go vertically like that for one, but then if you notice about that pentagon, if you just rotate your workbook, I don't know if that's exactly straight, but now it's the exact same thing. Okay, so from each point to this middle of like the opposite side, as long as they all cross in the middle, is a line of symmetry. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines of symmetry. Oops, sorry, off the page a little, or off the screen. Okay, and then this pentagon, even though it also has 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can't go diagonally or, you know, from each corner to the opposite straight side, because if I went right here, those halves wouldn't match. So the only one is straight down the middle. Only one line of symmetry for that. So if you got 5 lines of symmetry and drew them for that pentagon, you get a star. If you only drew the one there, you get a star there. If you need to erase because you did more than one here, erase and fix it. Okay, only one. Here's 5. Okay, number 4. Titus draws a hexagon with 6 lines of symmetry. He says that all hexagons will have 6 lines of symmetry. Use words in a drawing to explain why Titus's thinking is incorrect. So here's what Titus is saying. If he draws a hexagon, okay, hexagon, 6 sides. Trying to draw them all like evenly, but I'm not doing the best job. Okay, so that's a hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagons have 6 sides. This point got a little crazy. So Titus draws a hexagon with 6 lines of symmetry. If it has 6 lines of symmetry, Titus did one here. He did one here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that's what he drew, and he said all hexagons have 6 lines of symmetry. But that's not true. His thinking is incorrect. So can you draw a hexagon that does not have 6 lines of symmetry? So any 6-sided shape is going to be a hexagon. So pause it, challenge yourself, try and come up with a 6-sided shape real quick that will not have 6 lines of symmetry. And I know this looks insane. So if you need to number them, okay, so like on this one, here's 1. That one going across is 2. There's 3. This one through the middle is 4. That one's 5. 6. Okay, but I'm not going to number this one number 7 because look, that was number 1. Okay, so that's only 6 lines of symmetry. Okay, so pause it. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to show you what the hexagon without 6 lines of symmetry looks like if you don't want to know. So pause it and try it. Spoiler alert, this is what it looks like. So there's, well, okay, I'm already not doing great. Okay. And if you do one long side, because hexagon just has to have 6 sides. They don't all have to be the same length, right? That one has 6 sides with all the same length, but if you drew a long hexagon like this, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still 6 sides, but it is not going to have 6 lines of symmetry. Okay, we'll have one here, because that side is going to match that side across the line, and it will have one horizontally like this, because the top half matches the bottom. But I can't go diagonally. Those won't match anymore. So this hexagon only has 2 lines of symmetry. So you can draw this one and then explain that this hexagon, even though it has 6 sides, only has 2 lines of symmetry. Okay. Number 5. flags on the bottom. So this is our American flag, and then this one with the maple leaf is Canada's flag. So it says draw all the lines of symmetry that the design in each flag below has. Then write how many lines of symmetry that the design in each flag has. So we're thinking about the whole thing, the entire rectangle. Can I cut it vertically? No, because the blue stars section is not also over here. Can I cut it horizontally? No, because the blue stars are not down here. Can't do it diagonally because it's a rectangle. I can't do it diagonally here. Our flag has 0 lines of symmetry. Crazy. Okay, how about Canada's flag? Can't do it horizontally because the leaf design would not match, but I could do it vertically. Okay, because the left side of the leaf matches exactly the right side if you flip it. 1 line of symmetry. Oh, I forgot stars. Okay, if you drew the hexagon and explained it, you get another star. 0 lines of symmetry, 1 line of symmetry. And that's it. The next session, session 3, is the last day of the symmetry lesson. So, or the last session of the symmetry lesson. That's a lot of words. That's hard to say. So, session 3 is the refine day. That's the day that should be done independently. So, today, if you feel like it, tomorrow, do this page by yourself first, then check your answers with the next video. Good luck, and goodbye.